Say it in comments. Say it in comments.
Hello everyone, you're listening to Say It in Common, where we talk about it all, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I'm AJ Cannon. I'm here with my good buddy and Dungeon Master Seth Templin. Say hello, Seth.
Hey everybody, welcome back.
It's episode 2.
Episode 2, it was a fun one.
It was. It starts to get deeper at episode 2.
Definitely got into the groove of things, just letting y'all pretty much go. I just piggybacked off y'all completely.
Seth likes to not plan anything, supposedly.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
Let it happen.
So what, did we do what you expected on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I expected y'all to chase the money. I did plan the lemur, however you want to pronounce it, attack, and I did plan on y'all meeting Evelyn, however we're going to eventually decide to say it. I did plan on y'all meeting her, because I needed to get Tyrell his familiar, which...
Oh, yeah, shh.
Quiet secrets for future episodes.
Yeah.
What's it going to be?
We thought it was a dragon egg.
Everyone thought it was a dragon egg.
She says it's not, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
So, were you going to ask me?
Well, you were really the big secret hoarder of this episode.
Oh yeah.
You decided not to go bard, which you'd always planned on doing a bard. That's why you went with the actor background. What made you switch over to being a barbarian?
Because
at level 1,
Quincy is sad. He's ticked. He's got pent-up rage. And it just happened that way. See, I don't want to... I'm trying to just let stuff happen. Like, people keep waiting for me to be a bard. And I want to be a bard. That was the plan. But, I mean, he kind of already is a bard. He just doesn't know how to use that magically yet.
Right.
So, that may happen. That may not happen. We'll see. I'm trying to just let the game decide. Let stuff play out. And at that time, I just thought, how weird would it be for Quincy to just all of a sudden start using magic when he doesn't know anything about magic, when he's like super distracted with all of his depression and rage because he just lost his grandpa.
In the past week.
In a week he lost his grandpa, who was the most important person in his life. I mean, raised him, and then he loses
potential
his
love interest.
Yeah, his friend and love interest.
Yeah.
And then gets framed for it at the same time. Yep. He's blamed for it. So
and run out of his home.
Yeah.
Which he's not been back here that long. So, I mean, he's...
True, just a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what it's like to be on the road a little bit.
It's much harder for Buck. I think he definitely went
he's
through
never known anything else.
Yeah.
Poor Buck. But...
So you went barbarian. That was fun. We talked a lot about that leading up to it, and I was really excited about that. And then everyone was just blown away when you finally said, "I would like to rage."
Well, and I mean, you mentioned in the episode about I wanted to keep everything secret. Yep. I wanted to roll my hit points so nobody saw what I was rolling, and I happened to roll max hit points first try. And yeah, so is that a normal thing for like the way you do hit points on level ups?
I will let the player roll, or they can take the average +1. So if you're going with a barbarian, instead of taking the risk and rolling a die, you can just take 7, which is 6 + 1. The D8 would be 5 hit points. And then a wizard would be 4 hit points if you didn't want to take the chance of rolling.
You always give us the option of you rolling it.
If you roll and you don't like what you roll, say you get a 4 or something, then I will roll your die for you, but you have to take it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good. I usually roll high.
You do. That's why I gamble every time.
But I mean, if you roll 1, there's no point in not trying it. But I mean, but it's just giving you a chance, but then you have to accept the consequences when you let the DM step into it.
I think it was when we went to level 3, I rolled a 7, and I wanted you to re-roll it, and you rolled me an 8. So I gamble with it. Yeah. I always expect. I mean, the chances are pretty good, unless you roll. I mean, obviously you're not going to do it if you roll a 10 or something, but I would say up to about an 8. If I'd rolled an 8, I probably would have taken it.
See, I'm not that... Well, maybe with a barbarian, because it's not that big a deal. If I'm a wizard and on a D6, I will probably go ahead and take the roll because chances are you're going to get something
Right.
that's.
There's not that much
Right.
fluctuation.
But I am not passing on a 4 or a 5.
Oh,
If
not
I roll
on,
a 4,
yeah.
I'm keeping a 4 on a
Right.
D6 for health.
Yeah, for sure.
But 3, yeah, I'll go ahead and roll a 3 on a D6.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of hit points, we haven't got to that point. I was going to say Tyrell with his class, and he has no hit points because
No
he's a
hit points.
wizard, but he's more of a martial class.
He always likes making characters that just do magic, but also he wants to be in the front lines, and
Yeah,
it's
he
killed
doesn't-
him multiple times.
He doesn't play like a caster. He
Nope.
runs in there and hits stuff.
He always plays like a martial character for sure.
But they don't. I mean, there's more to come on that.
Yeah.
Like
His character is pretty interesting right now.
Yeah.
I've never played with someone who's playing his kind of wizard, so pretty fun to watch that go. Do you have any questions for me on the second episode?
Man.
We're gonna get into everything else pretty quick today. It sounds like.
Yeah, probably so. They're not a ton of the first episode. You talked a ton about how it all came about and
Yeah.
just kind of our history playing the game. So not as much this time. Trying to think of something super in depth.
We talked last week about how Buck changed from episode to episode.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was him as a player deciding, like, okay, I don't want to be that silly, or if it was actually he was making character choices based on the character. Like, I've been run out of my own home. I've got to start being more serious. Because I listened to it again, and I kind of got those vibes. Like, he was trying to be, well, I don't want to go down this path. I don't want to be like this.
Right.
We might have took too much for granted. He might have been thinking of the character the whole time.
True. I mean, it all kind of. I mean, it gets where, and you have that in real life too, where it just comes a time when you just got to go. I've got to man up
Yep.
at this point, or I got to grow up. You
Got
know,
to do better than this.
it's kind of it's a coming of age story.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
we're young. Me and Buck both young. We've never had to do anything, on our own like that. So
Theron's the oldest at like mid-60s or something.
who? Thren?
Thrin, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's in his 40s.
Okay. He's still
But he's
young
an
for
elf.
an elf.
That's
right,
like
right.
probably 20s for
Yeah.
a human or like late teens.
I don't even think that, I don't know if I know how old Urist is.
I have
He's a
no
dwarf,
idea.
so he could be older, but I
He's
still
supposed
think
to be a
he's
younger
fairly
dwarf.
young.
Yeah. We're all supposed to be kind of like the same mind
Yeah.
age. Like
And we
younger.
still have another player that's going to join the game on episode 3.
Episode 3, yeah.
Y'all don't even know who he is yet. And that's pretty exciting. That makes it interesting. The player's never played before, but we'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah, I won't say anything.
Yeah.
So he caught on quick for somebody that's never played before. I was
Yeah.
a little bit nervous on that.
So, what did you think of Evelyn when you first met her?
I have some assumptions now. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to say anything off of air. I don't want to ask
Just
you
go
any
with your
questions.
first. What did you first think when y'all met her?
I mean, I thought she was super cool. I thought she was going to be some kind of wizard or something. And I could tell she was going to be like a friend, just the way you framed the situation, how we kind of jumped in. But, it kind of turns out she probably didn't need our help. Like, she could take care of herself.
Yeah, she definitely could take care of herself.
And, she's talking about how old she is and stuff. We don't know. There's no
Yeah.
way of knowing how old she is.
I actually want to ask any viewers. I based her completely off a character, pretty much stole her completely. I just changed the name and stole the name from something else too. But if you can tell me who I based this character off of in the next couple episodes, leave us a post and tell us who you think it is, and I'll let you know if you're right.
Yeah, and that's on Instagram or Facebook at The Commoners Official.
Yeah.
Send us a DM.
We want to know who's out there listening.
And I don't know who it is. Is it a fictional character or a real person? Okay.
It's a fictional character, and we can get into some fictional stuff later on the what I love, what you hate segment.
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
excited about that today.
Yeah. Okay, well. Is
We're
that
done
all?
talking about the episode. It was a pretty short. It was longer than the first episode, but I feel like
the
not
tarot
very much.
card reading.
Okay,
I didn't
yeah.
want to talk about that.
Okay.
Like, did you? Obviously, you had kind of pre-planned what cards we were going to draw.
Definitely,
You
yeah.
had the
it was,
reading plan.
It was a story that I wrote. Yeah, that was.
But
it was,
were they? Are those actual what those tarot cards mean in real
yeah,
life?
I found out. I went and looked up what the tarot cards mean because I've never messed with tarot cards. I'm not really into the tarot readings. But yeah, I googled what every tarot was, And I don't even know if I did it right. Just that's how I've seen it in movies and kind of imagine how tarot readings work. I don't know the rules of it, but then I think it was super simple to understand. If I said that a card was upside down, it suddenly meant the opposite of the effect.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can do your own thing.
Yeah, I just create my own thing. If that's not how tarot readings work, that's how they work in Palexia.
That's right.
That's fine by me.
But so Evelyn's into a lot of different stuff.
Evelyn is a very interesting character.
She's a jack of all trades. She's an alchemist. She can cook.
Super old, apparently.
Super old. She can apparently make stuff appear. She can tell your future.
Mm-hmm. She made that. She turned her carriage into a
pocket dimension.
Into a pocket dimension. Yep.
Which that's pretty funny. Because Buck doesn't like magic. Like it blows his mind.
And I see. You can already tell your character is trying to figure out why you should be able to start suddenly doing magic because you're
right. I'm trying to work into
interesting.
It. Yeah,
about
I
magic.
love magic. And I love Thrin.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I've done it by the point that we're at now, like episode 6. But I'm gonna build relationship with Thrin. Super big, especially when I start. If I go magic. But that's who I want to be looking to.
Are you still wanting to go bard, or are you wanting?
Yeah, I still want to.
Okay,
definitely still want to. But once I went barbarian, it's like you gotta take it to a certain level. I feel like I want to get 4 or 5 out of it before I try anything else, and we'll see where the road goes. I might roll with it until I decide that I'm gonna go bard.
Yeah,
because I don't know what's gonna happen.
If you do go bard, I might have to work on you on some home rule rules because I really don't like how magic and raging goes. I might make you a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
How does that work?
You're not supposed to be able to cast magic and stuff while you're raging.
Are there any feats for that?
I don't know if there's a feat or not. I can't think of one off the top of my head. There's not very many feats, but I don't think that there is.
Yeah, the magic ones are like Warcaster.
Yeah.
That means you can cast 2 at once or something, right? What is
Warcaster, you can you get advantage on maintaining your concentration. If you get an attack of opportunity, you can use a spell instead of having to use a weapon. And I don't think there's anything that it doesn't let you. I think there's a sorcerer thing that lets you cast multiple magics, but no, I don't think the Warcaster
I think
feat lets
Tyrell
you.
was telling me about that. But
Someone used it the other day.
So I'm thinking at level 4, it may be a feat for me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll go.
You don't want the ASI?
I don't know where I'd put it.
Yeah.
It depends, because I'm trying to play Quincy and let him grow as his character.
Yeah.
Without.
I love that too. DMs love that, like especially since we're trying to tell a story with this instead of trying to play a game.
Yeah, I don't just want to go, well, I want to be a bard, so I'm going to max charisma.
Yeah.
Like, my charisma's already high because I took the actor thing, and that was +4.
Yeah.
So that was just, I'm going to try not to probably put anything else into that, especially if I'm not doing anything to up my charisma. I haven't been doing anything to up my charisma. So, I mean, unless I put it into something like strength or dexterity, yeah, we've been doing some combat. That's not something I've ever done before. So I'm learning that. Or you might say, well, I'm getting more wise because I'm experiencing the world. Mm-hmm. But then you look at feats, and there's probably something that would be more.
Yeah, there's definitely
make
some
more
feats
sense.
that would, if you wanted to do it completely. Yeah.
Are we doing feats out of any book? Because
probably. There's not very many feats out there.
Okay. The player's handbook feats are good. I just don't know what else there is.
There is a few more feats and stuff. There's weapon feats you could look at, and I'll show you all a link to those. And I don't know if any of the other books have any just feats, though. I'm not sure. We'll have to look into it, see what options you can have. I've got a few books that I'm still waiting to get back from, like the GoFundMe's, Kickstarter. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about getting a few of those. Add to the game, maybe. Like you say, I always want to play so many different games. Like, oh man. Like
just take stuff from books and put it into our game.
Maybe.
And modify
That's what
it
I think
a
I
little bit.
will do with this. I've given y'all the playtest stuff for that Grim Hollow Dark or something book that I.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
So that's about to come out. I think they're about to start mailing that out.
Was that more of a vampire thing or a werewolf thing or what was it?
It was grim fantasy kind of stuff. Yeah, werewolves.
So you could easily throw us into an area like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or something out of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
Or
Like once we get further into the game and we start exploring the world of Palexia a lot more, every area is going to be different, and we can have the way I'm even thinking of the world, I could theme it completely different because all three of the different realms within Palexia kind of are completely different. It's like almost stepping into a whole new world as soon as you cross the border, and I can definitely play with some of those thematically, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Can we talk about those areas? Like that wouldn't be.
I can give you a little bit.
I mean, so south of so the region we're in is the Bernheim Forest, right?
That's the complete north, and it is pretty much it is a third of the nation, and it is kind of blocked off all the way around, or all the way to the south of it by some mountain ranges that do open up a little bit, and that's how you get down to the other two realms. There's the
Dying Lands, but is that actually what it's called? That's where Thren's from.
I think it is called the Dying Lands.
And is it kind of like a Borderlands desert?
It is more deserty. It is ruled by Duke Jyk.
Jyk, yeah.
JYK, yeah. And he is doing. I could tell you a little bit. He is very much into the science of the land and stuff. He is uprooting a lot of the trees, using that as firewood and stuff. He is mining hard for different minerals and ores in the mountains, and he is depleting the natural resources.
So he's Saruman.
Very much, yeah. It's kind of like that a lot, yeah.
Okay.
And the land it looks like it's dying because he is taking so much.
And then what's the other one? It's to the west, right?
Is it the Veiled Coast?
The Veiled Coast, is that the region? Because that's like where Quincy went out to act. Was that region? But I don't. I
think that's the whole area. Yeah.
Is it more populated? Is it just more like Mediterranean kind of?
It's more Mediterranean. Yeah. It is on the coast of the ocean, which is part of the Bernheim Forest is too, but no one is like using the ocean up there.
There's no ports or anything.
Yeah, there's no ports. There's no like fishing villages. Everything down in the Veiled Coast is completely done with water. There's not even roads from city to city. They use the rivers to get back and forth. That's kind of similar to like Boat Town or something in the Hobbit, where they go to the floating cities. There might be a floating city. I don't know. I'm not created a floating city yet, but
that would be cool.
Everything is very water based in the Veiled Coast. Yeah,
cool.
And then right in the very middle, just so close to y'all's starting location, is the capital and where the King Draxus lives.
And what is that place called?
His tower is Blackthorn Castle.
Blackthorn Castle.
Yeah, I don't think I've named the town yet. I don't think
gotcha.
We've not got.
Gotcha.
We've not said that.
We wouldn't know anyway.
Right.
But I don't know.
You might know. I'm sure.
Know.
I mean,
we'd know the capital.
Yeah, I'm sure you've probably had to go through it on your way
down. You may
have
told us.
Maybe.
And what about the Bernheim Forest? What do we picture there? Like,
this is very much oak, like large redwood oak kind of things, huge trees.
So like national forest.
National forest, yeah, lots of trees.
That's kind of how I picture it.
Yeah, that's exactly
fantasy
how it is.
forest.
Yep. And that's where we're going with that, and everything there is just a lot of farmers living there, a lot of just wooded towns. Nothing too far forward in terms of it being nice and all that. It's kind of roughneck area, but good starting position.
Yeah, I almost picture Holyhead like the Shire or something, just like grassy knolls.
Yeah. You're right on the verge of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you always think Lord of the Rings or Skyrim or something when you're thinking about.
It's hard to get away from the classics that we see.
Right.
And, yeah.
All right, moving into our on the console segment.
On the console, I'm still playing Persona, so I've not really got anything, but I can always talk about Batman Arkham games.
I want you to talk about Batman.
Okay, because this is just me continuing the thing I love from last week.
Yeah.
If you play this series, I promise you to have a new appreciation for Batman.
No, the games look good. I used to watch you play them for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, they were good
Arkham
games. Asylum
Asylum is the first game. They just remastered it for the newer consoles. If you have a newer console, I know you don't, but Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, they combined those two and put them out together. Both fantastic games. Masterpieces. They have some of the best voice acting, some of the best graphics. They're just wonderful games. And then the third one in the trilogy is Arkham Knight. Super awesome as well.
When's that coming out?
That's already out. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the new.
No.
Okay.
No, the Arkham is technically finished. There is one game that was produced by, those three were made by Rocksteady. Great games. In between waiting on Arkham City and Arkham Knight, another Warner Brothers Montreal released Arkham Origins. That was pretty much the same kind of game. They just went their own way with it. It was pretty good. It's all right. I think people hated it in the beginning because it was a lot different, but I think it's getting a little bit more love now. I was all right with it. I beat it. I haven't played it since. I would play it if they would re-release it, just because I haven't got. I've played the other three so many times.
Right.
I would play that one again. But Warner Brothers Montreal is releasing a new game soon. Hopefully this year, maybe next year. I'm not sure, but pretty soon that's going to come out, and I'm super excited about that.
So no details on that yet.
Not much. No, they've been kind of tweeting out different pictures and capture the night in Latin, I think. So do we know what the setting is or what? They're thinking it's going to be earlier Batman, I think.
So before the other games.
Maybe. They're saying there's a lot of leaks that some are being refuted, some are not. They're thinking that you're going to be able to play as the entire Bat family, so you can switch to playing as Nightwing or Robin, or maybe even Batgirl if she hasn't been shot by the Joker yet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they're also saying that the main antagonists are going to be the Court of Owls, which that's pretty cool. That's just like an underground family that kind of runs all of Gotham, and no one knows who they
Joker.
are. I mean, you have to have the Joker in a game, I think. I don't know if he will be in this one. He was the main antagonist of all four of the other games. So I think they're going to try to step away from him. Not sure. But you should check out Arkham. You should play those games.
Oh, you think they're going to wait for next gen? Or are they going to do it?
I kind of hope they do.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that
You're this
to come
close,
out.
you might as well.
Those games that come out like right in between a switchover never seem to be good.
They're
Like the
never
ones they
good.
make for two consoles. It was like, I can't remember which Call of Duty it was. It's it was Call of Duty Ghosts, I think. Maybe came out right before Xbox One came out.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was one of the Advanced Warfares, I don't remember, but it was really weird. Like,
it's always bad because most of those studios are already working with new technology because the new console is going to run on something way faster and stuff.
Yeah.
So all their mind is going into working on something else, and they're just like, put a bow on that other thing and let's just release it, make some money, and we'll fix it on the next console.
Yeah, well, it'll be really cool if they make it for the new ones.
Yeah, I'm hoping they will.
I don't know what I'm hoping for something. I mean, the next Elder Scrolls game will be a must play.
Yeah. Arkham for me will be a must play.
And then if like a Spider-Man game comes out or something.
They're already making Spider-Man PS5.
Okay.
That's going to be on next console for sure.
Let's see.
I think that I think BioShock is working on a new Mass Effect game.
I've never played that.
I'm wanting to play those and bring those up on another edition of On the Console because I just want to play through the whole trilogy again.
Have you played them all, though?
Yeah, I've beaten all of them. I did not beat, I shouldn't say I beat all of them. I beat the first three, and then Andromeda. I played quite a bit, but I didn't finish it.
Those are like outer space
shooters with some kind of magic a little bit.
Are they RPG-ish, like talking stuff?
Very much, yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Thought they were
Since you're going to make me talk about it, they are decision making. Go ahead and talk about it. You can. They have a whole dynamic of being good and bad. So like how you talk to people, if you let people live and stuff like that, goes on to make yourself more Paragon or more Renegade.
Okay, got you.
And that's super awesome. More games need to have that.
Right. I don't know about Call of Duty. Like, I don't know. I'm not
actually
probably
was
play
super
online.
interested in this last Call of Duty, and I haven't bought it yet.
Which was the last? Oh, the Modern Warfare that
Modern
came out.
Warfare,
Then, yeah, I want to play
it looked
that,
really good.
but I don't have Xbox
yeah.
One. So, but yeah, I can't remember if Tyrell said he played it or not.
I don't know. He's more into Battlefield.
Yeah, this is why we need him on the pod, though.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
need
like
to. Next episode, we'll try to get him.
We'll get Tyrell in here. But anything they come out with, I would be willing to try. I don't know what's going to be next for them, but I'm not going to probably be playing online.
I'm not an online player. Never have been. Just not.
So
never been good enough at games, I don't think, to do.
I really enjoy playing online, but I just don't think. I mean, just the way internet is now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so. I don't know what happened, but like when I used to play online a lot, play Modern Warfare 2 and 3, Black Ops in that era, we had Verizon hotspot internet. It was like 5 gigabytes a month, and I would play every day. Me and Malachi did. We'd
I don't know how you can run out of that.
I mean, it was a little bit. It was slower than everybody else's connection. Like you could tell once you started playing, but you could play. I mean, there was a lot of. We'd always call them calls. You know, like you'd not get calls because you didn't have a fast enough connection. But I mean, we were fairly decent.
See, I have like 100 gigs right now with unlimited, quote unquote.
Yeah,
and it gets slowed down all the time. Like
and streaming stuff. I'm sure
paying a lot more than I'm sure
quick.
you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like $50 a month.
See, I've tried doing the PS Now where you can like get any games from older stuff that you can just play online, and it won't even let me play them because it can't stream the game fast enough for me to play them. And not even online games, like single player games that it's just trying to stream for me.
That's just stupid.
It's crazy.
That just sucks. I mean, our internet is unlimited. Unlimited. It's just way slower than yours, which is also
one of these days they're going to make good internet an American
human
right, a human right.
It ought to be. Because the way today, I mean, the way the times are, I mean, especially with the dang corona, and I don't want to start talking about that again, but like, we've been filming our church services, and I'm having to drive to Heber to go upload them at the Jitterbug. So, and it's not even open. Luckily, their Wi-Fi is still on, and I can pick it up outside. But it's just ridiculous that you can't get good enough Wi-Fi at your house that you have to drive 15 miles to go get Wi-Fi.
It's crazy.
Anyway, we moving on?
Definitely check out Batman Arkham games. They're probably the best trilogy I've ever played, followed pretty quick by Mass Effect.
They did look really cool. I used to watch you play them.
I mean, you truly become Batman in those. Like sneaking around, taking out thugs. It's awesome. Third one, Arkham Knight, you get a tank, and that's not very fun because you completely do away with trying to be stealthy all the time, and you're just shooting tanks with your tank, and that's not very cool. But
not for Batman.
I think the first game, Arkham Asylum, is probably the best story-driven one, and it's the one you can do least with, but I think it has the greatest story. And I mean, like, it has the voice actors, like Mark Hamill voices the Joker, the guy who played Luke Skywalker on Star Wars.
Oh, he's
the Joker.
Game?
He's been the voice of the Joker since early 90s.
Wow.
The cartoon television show.
Yeah.
The animated Batman series, freaking great series on its own, had him in there, and he's been doing a lot of Joker voices since then.
That's interesting.
And also Kevin Conroy is Batman, same Batman as from the 90s.
Back in the day.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, moving on. We go to, we're going to do something a little different with the Common Life segment. I don't know if you've got anything, but
I'll try to think of something while you tell yours.
Okay, well, I got two. One of them I'm going to keep short because this is just unbelievable. Okay, so for the listeners that don't know, I deliver bread for a living, and we deliver to Walmart every day. And I was in there, this was last Thursday, and we have a single-serve tasty cake table in there. So I deliver tasty cakes. And so we've got, fried pies, honey buns, snowballs, swirly cupcakes, that kind of things, bagged donuts. And I go over there on Thursday, And people like to use that table as a catch-all. Just people walking by like, I don't need that, and they'll just put crap on the table. This time it was like little four or five packs of forks and spoons and stuff. And it just little cheap, probably $1 packages of fork and spoon, but they were silverware, metal. And I was like, anytime anything's on there, I pretty much just move it onto a Walmart shelf because that's their stuff. So I move it off of that onto, there was an end display there of paper towels or something, I don't know. I slid it over there. The next day I come in on Friday, it was moved back onto our table. So here's what could have happened. Okay, first of all, it had to have been a Walmart employee because no customer is going to move them back over there.
Yeah.
Second of all, it had to be a Walmart employee that had seen them on our table.
And thought they belong there.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't think I think they were just too lazy to put them where they went.
Yeah.
And they got mad that I moved them onto their thing. And instead of being a Walmart employee and taking them where they belong, they put them back on our table. I could not believe that.
So what did you do with them? You move them back?
There happened to be a guy, an employee that was saying that he was stocking or counting or something. And I just looked over. I said, hey, man, you know where these go? He goes, oh, yeah, I can probably find where they go. And he scanned them. He was like, oh, yeah, they're all the way across the store. And he just put them on he had a little cart there with some stuff he was stocking. And he just threw them on there. He said, yeah, I'll put them where they need to go.
That's
like,
hilarious.
well, good man. At least there's somebody in here with common sense. Yeah. Anyway, then my other one. I've been doing this workout that a friend told me about. I try to work out a little bit, stay in shape. I run a lot.
I need to.
Well, you're looking pretty good.
Nah, I need to so bad.
You were running there for a while. What happened? You just
Corona.
Oh yeah, because you were going to the community center to run. It's warm now. You can run on the dirt road. Just run to the end of the road.
It's been
so
muddy lately. I'm always gonna have excuses.
Is your road state maintenance?
It's supposed to be. Not
because
state.
The potholes,
county.
It's the same potholes every time I come through here, and they are big enough to bury a body in.
Well, I'm a chicken farmer, so I have semis that feed all the time.
Yeah,
so
they bounce through there.
They keep the road bad. But yeah, it is stone. It is
supposed to get graded.
Okay,
yeah. Well, that's good to know. I was just wondering because
not only that, they're supposed to bring out rock,
gravel, and lay on it, and it hasn't happened.
They do sometimes, but like our judge that is like the gravel man, he got corona. So
he's in the house for a while.
He's been in the house, yeah.
Okay, anyway, so try to work out a little bit, stay in shape. But a friend told me about this workout, and it's called the Murphy. It's named after some Navy SEAL that used to do it. It's a Navy SEAL workout, and it's just what he did every day, just daily routine. What it is, the full Murphy, is run a mile. When you get done with that, you can break this up however you want, but it's 200 push-ups, 300 just body weight squats, and 100 pull-ups. Then you run another mile. 100 pull-ups. Then you run another mile. And
you can do 100 pull-ups in a day?
I can't. Somebody could.
Okay. That's insane.
Yeah, Navy SEALs are crazy. I've seen them. They go ham on that bar.
I just listened to SEAL Team 6 on Audible.
Yeah.
And, like, not the buds training, like their insane training, but just to get into the Navy was not that hard to do. Like, you had to run a mile in less than 11 minutes.
Oh, heck, I can do that. That's a steady job.
I could do that right now. It was 50 push-ups in 2 minutes. I think I could knock that out. It might be close.
You think you could do that?
Yeah.
When was the last time you did a push-up?
I don't know.
2 minutes? I could do 2 sets of 25 in 2 minutes. Yeah. I could do it.
50 sit-ups in 2 minutes.
I think I could do that.
And then
be
5
tough,
pull-ups.
but I could do it. Just 5. Yeah, I could do 5 pull-ups.
Yeah, I couldn't do 5 pull-ups.
That would be where you got stuck?
Yeah, but I mean, if I wanted to join up, I'd make sure I could.
Right. Like, I mean, that's not really that much, just 5.
And then, like, going further into it, like, they just added a little bit and lessened the numbers. But not that hard to get into the military.
Yeah, not hard to get in. Hard to get to the elite.
Harder to get into the elite.
If you're going to be a Navy SEAL.
Oh, the buds things was crazy. Like,
well, then listen to the numbers on this. The record for doing that, 19 minutes and some change.
Whoa.
You're talking about running 2 miles, first of all.
I thought it was just 1 mile.
There's a mile at the beginning and end.
And then, okay.
Yeah. Now, you think, well, it's easy to run 2 miles in 19 minutes. Like I could probably.
I can't run 2 miles in 19 minutes.
I think I could probably do. That would be real close. But then to do everything else, I don't see how there's physically enough time.
Are you sure it's 100 pull-ups?
It's 100 pull-ups. No, it's pull-ups.
I just don't see that.
No, there's people that can do that.
100 pull-ups is insane.
Because the 200 push-ups, I mean that's pretty tough. I can't do that yet. But that would be really hard. The 300 squats, I could do 300 squats right now, and I already did this once today.
Yeah.
But I've just been kind of breaking it up, doing what I can, and trying to build it up. So last week, I've done it 3 times. Last week, I did 20 push-ups a set, 5 sets of 20, and I did 250 squats, 5 sets of 50, and then I didn't have anywhere to do pull-ups at the time, so I did planks, which wear you out pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I just ran the 1 mile. I was like, that wasn't too bad. That was pretty easy. My legs were killing me. The squats were what did me in. Because I've been doing push-ups a little
With
bit.
no weight on it. It's just your body.
Squats, yeah. And just, I don't know, that repetitive, it kills you. But then, no, that was the week before last maybe. Then last week, I did pull-ups on, there's a cross beam at the top of our porch roof there, and I can jump up and catch. So I've been doing it on that. It's hard to do it on them, or do them on it, but I can do a few. So anyway, last week I did 5 sets of 20 push-ups. I knocked the squats down to 200. So I did 100 push-ups, I did 200 squats, and I did 25. Yeah, I did 5 a set pull-ups, 5 sets of 5. And then today I did the same everything except did 5 sets of 6 pull-ups, trying to just go up a little bit. Yeah. And then I ran both miles. So I mean, it kills you. The mile, you wouldn't think running a mile is not that bad. The first one is not bad at all. You get a good warm up, get a good burn going, and then you do the workout, and that kills you pretty good. I've been doing a little bit of rest in between to where I can actually do as much as I can, and then the mile at the end, your body's just done. Like, your legs don't want to go because you've done all those squats, and then your arms, your whole body just feels weird. It's weird.
So what's your time? What's your best time so far?
I did, which that's not even the whole workout. I'm doing half the push-ups, like a quarter of the pull-ups, and most of the squats. I could do all the squats, but in both miles, it took me like 45 minutes today to do less than half of it.
Goodness.
Somebody did it in 19 minutes. How is there enough time to even physically just do that stuff?
I guess just knocking it out.
And that's I'd like to get it to where I could do it with no rest.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's possible. The squats, you get a little bit of break. The thing about it is it's all different muscle groups. So the push-ups, you're really working your chest and your core. Mm-hmm. And if you do the squats right after that, you give all that a break before you do the pull-ups. Because the pull-ups, it's mainly working, your arms, but there's a lot of core involved in that too. So the push-ups and the pull-ups, you can't do them back-to-back, or I don't think I would be able to do them at this point. But, man, I don't know how you could do it that quick.
I would like to join you on that, actually. I need to get in shape so bad.
Well, just start doing it. I'll send you the thing, and you start doing it. And, we can do it together sometimes. Okay. Just set a realistic goal. And if it's easier than you think than it should be, like if you're not hurting bad, just bump it up a little bit.
I have nowhere to do pull-ups, though.
That's one thing for you. Here. You might could rig something up on the porch or something.
Maybe. That's a high porch, though. I don't know.
You could get one of those total gym things and
I don't think that would even work on my things because the people who put my door things on there didn't put them on there very good.
Well, they're wide, too.
They're super wide.
You have super wide doors, so I don't know if it would grab. Well, anyway, yeah, it's just a really good, 30, 45-minute workout, and, full body, and you're done. Like,
you think you'll eventually be able to do all of
it? My goal is to be able to do all of it. I don't know if I will get to where I can do 100 pull-ups.
That is insane. He does it once?
No, I don't think all in a row. Okay. I would assume that the guys that do it do stuff
the one who did it in 19 minutes had to have.
That or, do big sets of them, break it into, 2 sets. If you could do 100 push-ups straight.
That's insane. Which I guess people who do that salmon ladder are doing it. They do that tall salmon ladder on the American Ninja Warrior, and I think they go up 100 feet.
If you were to like those guys that do parkour and rock climbing and like those American Gladiator guys like that, you could.
Do you watch
Ninja Warrior?
Do you watch a lot of Ninja Warrior?
No.
Man, that's insane. Those people are crazy awesome.
My mom watches a lot of that.
I love that show.
It is cool. It's crazy what they can do. I like to see what I could do on that, though.
It's super frustrating, though, because you see these guys and they're on TV, so you don't really know how big they are, and they're muscular. Right. And you're thinking, oh, man, these guys, they're as big as I am. I'm 6'2", 260 pounds, and I'm not in good shape. I could be in better shape. But they talk, this guy's got 180 pounds on him. That's a lot pulling him down.
They're small. They're smaller dudes on there. A lot of them
are
short.
They're
5'6".
Yeah.
and just spidery,
Yeah.
jumping, and
Yep.
I'm not an athlete at all.
They're amazing.
I'm in decent shape, not an athlete, and I'm just trying to lose a little weight. I hate like diets and stuff like that. I really just kind of want to eat. I mean, I don't try to go too crazy on stuff. I try to watch it a little bit, but I mean, I just want to, feel and look decent.
Soda is what kills me, and my
I'd
wife has
say I
started
don't
buying
do
sodas
sodas.
again. I love Dr. Pepper. I love
any
Mountain Dew.
soda. I love it all.
I love soda, and it's
But-
so. I even like the 0-calorie ones. I can drink Coke Zero just fine.
Well, tell me the difference in Coke Zero and Diet Coke.
Aspartame, I think.
No,
There's
it's in both.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I got Coke Zero. I was like, oh, this won't have aspartame in it. What does it have? Like, it's got to have something to sweeten it. To sweeten
I thought it was
There's
just
nothing.
not sweet and low.
Splenda.
Splenda. I thought it was
That's what's in
Splenda.
Diet Coke. That's what aspartame is.
Oh.
Diet Coke is Splenda. So I'm wondering what the difference in Coke Zero is.
Let me just Google
Just
it.
look it up.
I can drink Coke Zero. I can't stand.
Yeah, I do like Coke Zero better than Diet Coke, but it just doesn't. The flavor just isn't really there, and it almost. I don't know. It's kind of like Diet Coke. It's just watered down kind of tasting.
The key difference between the two drinks is a single chemical. Coke Zero features sodium citrate in its ingredient list, and Diet Coke has citric acid. Coca-Cola No Sugar looks and tastes more like Coca-Cola Classic, while Diet Coke has a different blend of flavors, which gives it a lighter taste. So that's it.
Not much difference.
Not much difference.
Huh.
Diet Coke does not add nutritional value to your diet, and the long-term effects of drinking diet sodas are still unclear. Just all sodas are bad, really. But
If you're going to drink soda, I say just drink soda. I mean, don't
Just
do
to
diet.
try-
The
just
diet's
don't go
got
on.
the stuff in it that's going to cause cancer and crap. I mean,
everything causes cancer now.
the rest of it's just sugar and
Yeah.
carbs and fat.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd rather drink
I would love
that
to, like, we just
chemicals.
watched this past season of The Biggest Loser, and it's scary because I'm like 20 pounds away from like being.
No, you're
I am.
not.
Yes, I am. I'm like 20 pounds away from being able to go on that show.
You just have to weigh 300 pounds or what?
There was some dudes that weighed 280. I think they're probably shorter than me, but yeah,
They're probably way shorter than you.
I think the guy who won, he was the biggest. He weighed 400 pounds. He looked incredible by the end of it. He lost, I think, 200 pounds after like up to this point right now. There was a young kid though that came close to winning, and he lost well over 100 pounds. I could probably lose 100 pounds.
I don't know.
I just don't.
You're a bigger built guy as it is. I mean, just a heavier
What is that's just the
built.
same as saying that someone's big boned. I think
Well, it's a true thing. Like you can be just a denser built guy.
I just don't know if that's really true though. Like I really think I could lose 100 pounds.
Well,
like-
I don't know, man. I feel like if I lost 20 pounds, I would look crazy thin. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd like to lose about 15.
How much do you weigh?
I've been 190 to 195.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I don't know. I may look like I weigh that much,
No, you don't. You don't.
but I don't know. I've always been I'm just a thicker build,
yeah.
and I mean, not everybody is a lanky, skinny.
I just like I can't imagine me being down below at 200 because I just don't even know what I'd look like.
I think if you got to 200, you would look healthy, thin, healthy.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that would have to be muscle. Like, what would be my fat percentage at that point?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
See, you look at stuff like the BMI, and it's so dumb.
Oh yeah, I am considered
so dumb.
morbidly
obese.
Morbidly obese. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obese on the BMI,
And
but
I just don't think it fits with today's culture just because of the fast food and the sodas and stuff. All the chemicals we're putting in, our children are just growing bigger than they ever could
Yeah, I
before.
agree.
Like,
I agree.
if you look at the stats and the numbers for what we were as averages 100 years ago, we're so much taller and so much heavier.
Yeah. And a lot of it's muscle. The BMI doesn't take muscle in. I mean, it calls me obese. I definitely don't think I'm obese. I might be at risk to be slightly overweight.
Yeah.
But we have this scale at the house that you connect it to an app and it tells you a bunch of different stuff. And one of the things it told me, I can't remember if it was my there was part of it that said I was in the green, like, athletic. It said I was, like, the athletic performance.
Yeah.
Like, that was what my numbers were. But the BMI said that I was obese.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, it was my body fat percentage was in the athlete range, or real close. It was above average.
Yeah.
And it said that for me to get into the average or healthy or normal range on the BMI, I think it's called normal range, my body fat percentage would have to be like almost nothing.
Yeah.
Because it said that my healthy weight was like 165 pounds or something. My 0% body fat weight, no fat on my body, I would still weigh 160 pounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to be 1.5% body weight. That's like a swimmer athlete or something, like an Olympian or something. Nobody's 1% body fat. Basketball players that are super athletic are probably, I don't even know, 8 or 10%, something like that. Like LeBron James, you look at him, he's pretty high percentage body fat.
Yeah, probably.
And so in order to be normal on the BMI, I would have to be at 1% body fat.
I don't think anyone goes off really the BMI hardly anymore because it just doesn't.
They still show you those numbers at the doctor,
Yeah.
like when you get your results from stuff. Yeah, BMI says you're obese. Okay, well,
What do you want me to do?
yeah. I guess be 1%
Cut the
body
left
fat.
arm off me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, lose a leg.
I had a thought. I don't know where I was going.
Do you have a common life thing?
I don't think so. I work
Nothing
here
going
at the
on?
farm, and we've been in Corona, so we've not been able to go anywhere. So I don't have anything that's like just.
Nothing
Ruffled
new.
my
What about
feathers.
cooking? Are you cooking anything?
Oh yeah, we get our home chef every week. Loving Home Chef.
Shout out Home Chef.
Shout out Home Chef. You should be sponsoring us. No, it's a great deal. If you have, I think it's pretty cheap. You could definitely buy the ingredients at a store for cheaper. I don't know if the cuts and stuff are as good because we tried to buy salmon at Walmart and we compared the two and it was easy to tell the difference. Night and day. Yeah. So we're paying like $10 for myself a very fancy meal and $10 for Cynthia to get the same one week. And
So $20 a meal, basically.
$20 for
And how many does that?
That's one meal.
But how many a week does it send?
You can
sign up for however many you want?
You could sign up for 3 meals a day all the days of the week.
Well, that
but
would
we
be
just get
insane.
We just get 3 meals.
3 meals a week.
Yeah, a week.
See, that's not that bad. I mean,
See, I made
have it delivered and be good stuff, and not have to go to the grocery store. Basically, you got dinners covered.
And it's super fancy. Like you could not get some of the meals that I'm making at a restaurant for as cheap as that I am.
Does it like come with? Does it send you a link to YouTube or anything where you can watch people cook it and show you how to do it? Or is it just
Probably,
recipes?
but I know enough about cooking. It has the recipes step by step that you have to
So
do, and
you
it
just
even
do
shows
it.
pictures, kind of. Yeah, on the back of it. Let's see. One of the most difficult ones, as far as like for someone who's not been in a kitchen very much, I would say I made a fried fish taco the other day, and they sent me 8 ounces of canola oil in a little jar, and you just had to put that into your pan, cut up your fish into whatever chunks you wanted. It gave you a mix that you could use as the breading, and then you have to just put it in there after the oil's gotten hot,
Right.
and fry it up. Like I would say,
That
that's
was the hardest
most
one?
difficult thing that I've done so far on that.
That's not too difficult.
No, I think most people can do
Was
it.
the fish pretty good?
It was a friggin' fantastic. It also came with boom boom sauce. So it had a bit of a bite to it. It was amazing.
I like fish tacos. I've
Yeah,
had
it was
fish
so
tacos.
good.
You ever had them at Anglers in Mountain View?
I don't think so. No.
They come with, which I don't usually use it, but it comes with a. They have like coleslaw on them, not like nasty coleslaw. Like,
I love coleslaw.
well,
Most
it's
coleslaws.
more of like a chopped salad kind of
Yeah.
coleslaw on there. It's just the cabbage and turnips and whatever, and then it's they've got like a house-made mango salsa that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the salsa, but the tacos are great.
Yeah.
As far as a fish taco goes, but that mango salsa, like a lot of people think that's really good too.
Yeah. I watch a lot of those cooking shows and stuff, and mango salsa is interesting. I've never made it, but I think if you made a good steak, you could put a mango salsa on a steak.
Probably
and
a
it would
Hawaiian
be-
ribeye.
Yeah.
People like pineapple. I'm not a big.
See, I like pineapple. I like the Hawaiian burger.
Do you like horseradish with a steak or with a burger? Is that
I eat a little bit of horseradish with prime rib. When you get a prime rib, you want a little bit of horseradish with prime
horseradish.
rib. And au jus. Love au jus. Saltier the better.
What's that thing that's like horseradish? Wasabi.
Wasabi with sushi and stuff. I'm not too big into wasabi.
It's got kind of that same bit like strong vinegar.
Hot. Yeah.
Like horseradish.
I made Cynthia and me the other night with our home chef. We got scallops with Brussels sprouts and potatoes. She hated it.
Scallops is seafood, right?
Scallops is seafood, yeah. You fried up we got like 6 scallops. And again, this is $10 for scallops. Not something you have every day.
What are they? Like a clam?
It's a kind of a clam, yeah, I think so.
It wasn't any good? Did you
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. It showed you how to make a pesto sauce that you put on top of that, made out of pistachio nuts and Parmesan cheese with a little bit of garlic oil. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Do you pick what comes?
Yeah, every week you pick
you pick it out.
You pick what you want.
Could
They
you
give
do
you a
random
list.
if you wanted to?
They select 3 things, or however many you order every week. I've got it set to where I just automatically get 3.
Okay.
And then it picks the 3. Like it has the most famous one that everyone loves the most, and yeah, I don't know how they really pick the 3, but yeah.
And is it frozen when it comes?
It is not frozen. It's pretty fresh, and they have the box insulated and has like frozen ice bags
packs
inside.
So it's just refrigerator cold.
It's refrigerated cold.
That's pretty nice. So it's fresh.
It's fresh. It's super awesome.
That's
I still have one more meal that I have to make, and it's going to be a honey mustard salmon with a potato and apple mash.
That sounds awful strange. I don't know about that one.
Let me grab the picture for you.
Is it like mashed potatoes or more like
No, it's cut up.
Great catch.
Yeah, this is all 3 of ours from this week. You can look at it.
Okay, so it's this here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it looks like coleslaw mixed with
And if you turn the page upside down and flip it over there,
it shows you how to do each thing.
every step.
Finished star potatoes. It even tells you what order to cook each individual thing in.
Yep.
It's pretty accurate. All gets done at the same time. Hot, fresh off the... It's a pretty cool idea.
It is super cool. They even have options that you can buy just protein packs, and they'll send you like 5 steaks and 5 pieces of chicken and 5 things of fish for $100 or something like that.
Home chef scallops. That scallops and pistachio looks good.
It was very good. Cynthia did not eat hers though.
Does she not like seafood?
She, one of the things on there, one of the cremas, it used a lot of sour cream, and she doesn't like sour cream.
Does it have a shrimp consistency? Is it a shrimp?
Kind of the consistency is a little bit shrimp-like. It's much sweeter than shrimp, though. It's kind of a sweet sea fish.
Like crab? Just kind of a thing all its own.
It has its own thing, yeah. Yeah, it has its own thing.
Too bad we're not sponsored by Home Chef. I need to tag them.
And if you want to try it sometime, I can give you $35 off your first order.
You can?
Yeah, I can.
What do we got to do?
Just send you a text message through Home Chef, and you'll get $35 off, and I'll get $35 off. So,
are you telling me, or are you telling the listeners?
I'm telling you. I guess no. There's a way that I could do it for the listeners too. Like I need to figure it out. But if people were interested, yeah, I could.
So if they hit us up on the Instagram,
at
the Commoners official Facebook.
Yeah, if you want
Instagram.
a $35 off of Home Chef, hit us up. I'll send you a link.
Seth's got the hookup.
Up.
And Seth also has the hookup on Seth's Movie Minute.
Well, this is more our movie minute because we just watched this movie together. Every week I'm gonna try to watch something that comes out to let you guys know whether you need to watch it or not. I think you enjoyed this movie more than I did.
I wasn't saying much through the movie, so we could talk about it during this.
Yeah.
But what? Just tell me
What we
three
just
out of
watched.
5 stars.
Well, we just watched The Way Back,
Oh, yeah,
starring
Way
Ben Affleck. He is a very down and out man, alcoholic. He's lost his son to a horrible disease, and he starts coaching a basketball team.
Yeah, don't give too much away.
Well, that's just kind of
Yeah.
and it was a pretty sad movie.
It was a sad movie.
So I am a fan of sports movies. Are you?
Yeah, I like sports
Glory
movies.
Road, fantastic.
Glory Road's
movie.
great. Coach Carter, great.
Remember the Titans.
I've not actually seen Remember the Titans.
You need to watch Remember the Titans.
Space Jam, great movie.
No, that doesn't count.
Air Bud.
It still doesn't count.
Facing the We Are Marshall, that's a good
Yeah,
one. Facing
We
the
Are
Giants is
Marshall.
okay. I mean, if you like inspirational films.
For this one, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5.
Just 2?
2. Yeah, I'm not too much. I'll never watch this movie again.
Yeah, there's no need in watching
Yeah.
it again.
There's some movies I'll watch over and over, but no, I was not a fan.
And
of
not
The
based
Way
off
Back.
a true story.
Not based off a true story.
Not being based off a true story, it doesn't hold.
It takes away from it because, like, what's the point of this guy going through so much if it wasn't even real? Like,
Right. And you look at a movie like Coach Carter, very similar movie.
Yeah.
Parallels.
The
I
Gridiron
felt like.
Gang. That was based off a
I've
true
not seen
story.
that one
You've
either.
not seen the Gridiron Gang
No.
with Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
No.
Oh,
I
you
haven't.
need to.
Well, maybe
Also
I
has
did
Exhibit.
way back.
Back when
I
Exhibit
did,
was
yes, I
like
did see
big
that way
news.
back. Do they
Yeah.
play the no, that's Longest Yard. Where they play the Wardens in a football game?
Yeah, that's The Longest Yard.
Man, I don't remember if I saw Gridiron.
Gridiron Gang is it's about a correctional facility for youths, and they play. I think that Christian schools let them in that
Okay.
league.
Yeah, I don't think I have seen that
Yeah,
one.
it's a great movie. You should definitely better than The Way Back. But
I was gonna say, okay, so my
yeah, 2 out of 5. What did
movie.
you give it out of 5?
I'm gonna give it a 3, just so we average out at a 2.5 because I think that's what it deserves.
Okay.
First main thing that I like about the movie, I like movies that make me feel something. Mm-hmm. It made me feel. I felt dreadful the whole time. I felt like I was feeling what he was feeling. I think they captured that well. Also, I think the musical score played into that a ton. Did you even notice the musical score?
I see. This is interesting between me and you. I did not pay much attention to the musical, but the directing choices of like the shaky camera was just insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't understand.
We were saying there's not a tripod used.
Don't
in
know
this
why
movie.
they decided to go with shaky cam.
It
But yeah.
captures the emotion.
Maybe, but like there was parts where usually you want shaky cam if people's in motion. It overshows the motion. But there was many times them sitting in a car or sitting at a table and still
just shaky.
the shaky camera. It was very. I did not like it.
Well, it's like, kind of like you're in his mind. Like he's just unstable.
I kind of thought of that too. Yeah. I like as the movie went on. I actually thought about that earlier on. I was like, if his mind gets into a better place, which
the camera might stabilize.
the camera might stabilize, and that'd be a really cool directing choice.
I don't know what happened.
He never got into a good enough mind. I don't think to have a not shaky camera.
Well, anyway, the musical score was great, and that's something that I notice when it's good. I don't necessarily always notice when it's bad. It is something I kind of. Especially with this movie, it has which some movies have recurring, the soundtrack kind of stays the same, or it'll have the same kind of hook. This one definitely had that. It was the same piano thing all through the movie, played slightly different ways, played more intensely, or maybe with a drum beat behind it here and not here. And I thought that was really cool. Another movie that does that is Hitch, Will Smith and Kevin James. Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Great movie. One of the best movies of all time. And I think romantic comedy-wise anyway.
Yeah.
And I think one of the main reasons is the score, and I don't think people don't realize that. And all throughout the movie, different scenes, you're hearing it is the same hook over and over, and it goes da-da-da-da-da-da, but they play it in like an upbeat jazz kind of thing. They play it in like a low-down mellow kind of thing. It's super cool. If you watch that movie again, just listen to the music.
Oh.
It's the same song all the way through.
Okay.
And I really enjoy that about that movie. Anyway, this was kind of the same thing. I kept noticing, like, I think I was being pulled into the emotion of the movie because of the piano thing, because I connect with music more than I do with anything else. The acting was good. I mean, Ben Affleck is good.
You know what? I have grown to really enjoy Ben Affleck's acting. I used to be a very much Ben Affleck hater.
Oh, really?
But he swayed me here recently. Gone Girl is one of my favorite movies of all time. Gone Girl is a great movie, and Ben Affleck killed it. Like that's
a great movie.
Great
I've never
movie.
watched it because most people say they
Hans
hate
hates
that
it.
movie. Hans hates that movie.
Hans is scared to death of it. Great movie. Very, very.
We should have
good.
Hans on the pod.
Well, yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
Visitors. Well, it doesn't have to just be the commoners.
We'll just bring him on after we talk about the D&D stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe because he'll be on it eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully him and
Yeah,
Malachi.
they'll try a game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll come be guests, and then maybe they can come in here and be on this too.
One problem I had with this movie, though, is in like you did not get attached to any of the kids that were playing. They tried to get you attached on one of them, kind of. Like the coach even went to the guy's father. That never resolved. Did you realize the dad never came?
The dad showed up to the last game. Yeah, at the playoffs.
It didn't show it enough for me to realize.
Oh crap!
I
mean, there's spoilers here.
Yeah.
But it's not really. It's not
that big, and he's the only player. They had other players, like you called him Old Country or Big Country or something.
Big Country, yeah. Never developed.
I feel like he could have had an arc somewhere in there. The player that got kicked off, like every sports show
just like
has
Coach
a player
Carter,
get kicked off. Yeah. Gridiron Gang, they all have someone who gets kicked off because they can't handle the pressure, and then they just come back. And he came back way too early. Like
I agree. Yeah,
it was just, and that was over. He still didn't even get to really play. It showed him one time coming off the bench after he'd had to sit down for a while.
Yeah,
but it never showed him.
No. Well, it's because the focus was on Ben Affleck. The focus was on the coach.
Yeah,
it's not like Coach Carter. It develops a bunch of the players.
Yeah,
but it's also a true story. Mm-hmm. That was one thing that was disappointing to me about this, is that it not being a true story, and then knowing that Coach Carter, better movie, was a true story, and it's not focused on the coach because Coach Carter he was the Ben Affleck. He was influencing the kids in a way, but he wasn't changing himself that much. He was just influencing them, and you could watch the kids change. And on this, it was more, they're both changing, but yeah, the kids didn't develop as characters. But there was a couple of those I can parallel the kids in Coach Carter. The one that got... that got mad could either be Timo Cruz, the punk one, the gangster one, or the... Junior Battle, the one whose mom comes and talks to him at the store later. He could be either one, but Junior got mad. Why did he get mad and leave?
I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
I can't remember why he got mad. Anyway, he got mad and left for some stupid reason.
But then he had to work his way back so hard. No,
that was Timo Cruz. That was the
okay.
punk one. Yeah, he had to work his way back. This kid didn't have to work his way back.
No.
But he acted more like Timo, though. He was arrogant, that kind of thing. And then the kid with the headband that was always hitting on the girls.
Kenny, he could have had a great...
he could have,
arc,
which they did kind of circle that.
A little. It was...
But he was the...
it was nowhere near as well directed or well written as Knives Out, which we just watched.
We watched Knives Out.
Great movie.
But what's the... why can't I think of his name? He's the one that all girls think is attractive. From Step Up and Magic Mike. Channing Tatum, yeah. He's in Coach Carter, and he's hitting on girls all the time. He's the same character. I don't even remember
Channing Tatum being in that movie.
You don't?
It's been so long that I've seen that.
Well, there's one part of the movie he's in the hall. He's supposed to be in class. He's in the hall hitting on girls, and the coach comes by and it's the same thing. It was a lot of parallels. That was another thing I didn't like about it, especially it not being a true story.
Pass on the way back.
Yeah, not a necessary watch.
Not Decent a great film. Ben Affleck movie. Not a great sports movie. Just not a great movie.
And the commoners of D&D give it a
2.5 overall. And if you guys have a movie y'all'd like us to review, we're going to try to do new ones. If you want us to review an old one just for the fun of it, see if you agree with our ideas or our takes on it, let us know in the comments.
Yep. At the Commoners Official Facebook and
we'll shout you out.
Yeah. And to roll into the Pixar theory. I mean, hopefully we don't stay on this too long because we're getting pretty long and we still got to do.
I mentioned this last week and you'd never heard of it.
I had never heard the Pixar theory. I went home and I think it was just yesterday, I watched the Pixar theory,
by the Super Carlin Brothers.
The Super Carlin Brothers, yeah, the newest one. They put one out a long time ago, I guess. That it's updated.
They try to update it a lot, yeah.
I'm not on board with it. I think you're on board with
Okay,
it.
this is not their thing. This is a like other people thing, and they've just this is what their
they didn't
YouTube
start
is
it,
about, right?
But
Yeah, they're big fans of it. And you say you're not into it, but I'm pretty positive that some of the people who come from Pixar has kind of hinted that this is actually the case.
Pixar employees,
Yeah.
that's their idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's
So
where
the whole thing is all of them are connected. I don't know if we talked about it much.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
It's all the same
It's all the
universe.
same universe,
Yeah.
and it starts with the good dinosaur, and the asteroid doesn't hit Earth.
Right.
So you're talking about this being Earth if the asteroid had never come.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill the dinosaurs, but just like then comes the takeover of man being a dominant species as it
With
happens.
magic.
But magic
is a thing.
is a thing.
But technology takes over.
Technology takes over after humans. Well, no, yeah.
And it was not gas and gulp. It was by and large.
By and large,
Yeah.
yeah. And Wally there's no humans on Earth
Yeah.
because we've polluted it too
Yeah.
bad. And
When they make it back to Earth, the Earth is still too corrupted, and they transform into the monsters
into the monsters of
Inc.
Monsters Inc. That's where I jump off board. All the way up to that, I think that's pretty cool.
I think that works. You
they
don't like
make
the
the
onward one.
timeline work, but one of their excuses for saying that humans could change into something like that is Jack being
No.
like shapeshifter.
No, The Incredibles is still early. It's part
right,
of the
and that's
magic thing.
1950s is what they were saying.
Yeah. But that's part of the magic. People were using magic, and they got away from magic, started using technology, and they got back.
Oh yeah, because he was saying that
Yeah, it was
superheroes
like
were magic.
radiation and stuff that turned them into monsters.
I don't know.
Because of the Earth was so polluted that one little green thing finally grew. They should not have come back. The Earth was not ready to take them back.
It was not ready. But maybe now they've got a renewed appreciation for.
And then where I jump off of it is Onward. I don't like the
We'll say
Onward.
spoiler alert on this one. If you
Yeah.
haven't watched Onward yet and you don't want to know anything about this, then you can skip ahead a few minutes. But
Well, it's you can see from the ads for Onward that there's two moons in the sky. So it's obviously
Yeah.
they're not on Earth.
it's a different planet.
And their whole thing is that like there's two theories on this one, and I like the second one that I'm going to talk about. The first one is just that one of the by and large ships crashed down on this planet, and all these aliens, which are similar to our like fairy tale creatures, took the technology that they found on this by and
that's
large.
the theory that I heard. I
Right.
haven't heard any other one, so
Okay.
please enlighten me.
Okay, well I texted it and you said you liked it.
Oh, okay.
But
I forgot then.
so. And I look back, I found out what some of like triple dent gum was one of the big
Yeah, that was what I.
Easter eggs that they dropped
Yeah.
in there. Apparently, I haven't finished that video to see what other Easter eggs are in there, but I need to.
There
Triple
wasn't
dent gum.
many.
No,
In Onward.
actually, this said there was 50.
50?
Yeah, so it said. I haven't watched all of it, but they said there were 50.
I haven't watched it. Just looking for stuff like that.
Yeah. So this planet has just been overcome by the technology from the by and large ship that these aliens found. That's how they think that Onward fits into the Pixar theory. So it's the universe, not just the planet.
Right.
It's the Pixar universe theory, not the Pixar Earth planet theory.
It is too. Okay, first of all, these mythological creatures like elves,
Yeah.
manticore, goblin, what's the half horse?
Centaur.
Centaur. That's what you've got here. Those are all things that man has created.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds of them being just happening to be on some other planet, all functioning how we have in our mythological
Yeah.
D&D realm, lore,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff?
So
what are the odds?
This is
of
where
that?
the second theory, and I like this one better. This is the one I follow. The theory is that Onward is Andy from Toy Story's Dungeons and Dragons game.
Oh, I didn't realize that
Yeah.
that was what you were saying.
Yeah, and it kind of fits because spoilers, like we said for Onward. The main character, what is his name? I can't remember. I know Barley is the older brother.
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh God!
this is embarrassing.
Edit.
Ian Lightfoot.
Ian.
That is
Lightfoot. That's
Yeah.
Lightfoot halfling. But he's an elf.
yeah, but he's a half elf, or he's an elf.
Yeah, he's not a halfling.
Ian never meets his father because he's sick, and the big Pixar theory is that Andy did not know his father. That his father was died shortly after Maggie was born. I think Maggie was the sister, right? I think so.
Possibly.
So he did not get to have his dad very much. So it just makes sense that his Dungeons and Dragons game that has all of these, like you said, creatures from our world or our mythologies, would be.
I mean, it lines pretty well with D&D.
Yeah, it definitely lines up with D&D. It would make a great
Which is
game.
what they were trying to do.
I think so too. Yeah.
But I mean, it's present day, and then all the creatures.
Super Carlin Brothers, where I actually watched and y'all should go check out their YouTube video. They're super awesome. They're very nerdy. They talk about Marvel. They talk about Harry Potter. They talk about Pixar.
This is the only video of theirs I watched.
I love their videos. I watch all the videos. They every week. It seems like they have another Harry Potter trivia episode, and I love those because it's
really well done, really well made.
They're really good at their craft. But on the Onward review that they did, a spoiler review. They were talking about how they think Stranger Things had a big influence on Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't know if that's true. One of them, I don't think they play Dungeons and Dragons, and I think that they just think that Dungeons and Dragons got more famous because of Stranger Things, where one of them actually said, do you think they just kind of knew something was happening and they jumped on it? And the other one said, no, I absolutely believe that Stranger Things jumped on the
you think D&D was already blowing up?
I think it was blowing up, and they took advantage of it and used it and helped it for sure. But,
I mean, you just said last week how Anthony's had been watching Stranger Things, so he wanted to play D&D.
Yeah.
But what do you think made D&D blow up anyway?
Critical Role had a huge part of it.
You think that many people that didn't know what D&D was before were just watching
their
Critical Role?
streams and stuff, the amount of people they had watching that first season was insane.
Yeah, I know. And they weren't people that know anything about D&D.
Right.
They were just people.
Yep.
Just like the voice acting or the role play or whatever.
Yeah. And then you've got...
I can't see watching it if I don't play D&D. I don't think I would. I don't know.
What?
I can't see watching it if I didn't already play D&D. Yeah.
See, I found Critical Role before when I wasn't playing Dungeons and Dragons, actually. I actually got on Twitch and just Googled, or I searched for Dungeons and Dragons because I'd played before, but it came up and I found that. And it was early on, and it was early. They were only on episode 4 or something. And then I got away from it and read an article on Game Informer about them 50 episodes later, and then jumped back in and caught up by the end of the first season.
So you did listen or watch the whole first season?
First season was much better than season 2, in my opinion.
I
don't at me.
I jumped on. They were 50 into season 2 when I learned about it.
Yeah.
And they're at somewhere around 100, and I'm on 88.
See, that's
I'm
interesting.
catching up right now because I guess they're probably not putting any out. I
was actually wondering that if they were still playing or not.
I really don't think so.
They're keeping the quarantine safe. Huh?
And I've been 12 behind for a couple months, just staying right around 12 behind. I can't listen to more than about one a week usually.
I'm in the 60s still on season 2. I'll have to catch up. But what's interesting is they finished up. What level are they at where you're at?
See, they're 11, 10, 11, 12 maybe.
Whoa, really?
Might be that high.
And where are you at?
Maybe 10.
Wow.
I know they're 10. I know they got to be at least 10. But I podcast all of it. I don't watch any of it so that I don't get to see the little cards.
Season 1, they got to level 20 and they did their boss battle at episode 116. So I was wondering if this one was about to wrap up or not.
I don't know. Unless they're higher level than I think they are. But they might be trying to milk it. I don't know.
I don't know.
But, I don't know how often they level up. Once every few.
I think they used to make a bigger deal of it. I don't think he lets people know that they level up too big.
Yeah, he doesn't anymore. Now. Sometimes he said, all right, you leveled up, and they'll start kind of rolling their hit points and stuff before the show goes off.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened in a while. So, I never know when they're leveling up. But, anywho.
So.
Something you love that I hate?
Well, are you done talking about the Pixar Theory?
I don't know, unless you have anything else to say.
I like it. It's fun.
I think it's cool, but I also think people read way too much into stuff, and I don't know. If Pixar people have hinted that it is a thing, or are they just going along with, because it's a good hype thing? At
this point, you kind of you wonder if they're something that the Carlin brothers said that interested me is this is the first Pixar theory or Pixar movie that is getting away from a sequel for a good while. That they might go back to making original
Onward
content. Yeah, because they've put out how many Cars, how many. They did their second Incredibles. They did their second. They did Finding Dory.
I haven't got to see Incredibles 2 yet. It's not on Disney Plus yet.
It was not as good as
I still need to watch it. That one came out a long time after the first one.
Started Finding Dory.
Old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I'm going to watch that one. There's a few of them I need to watch. Coco, I haven't seen Coco
I've never seen
yet.
Coco. But yeah, I'm a big Pixar fan. And it freaks my dad out because he's like, how can a grown adult like watching animation?
They're great movies.
It's just, I don't know.
They're well done, and they try to
guess.
put, adult, the stuff that
Yeah.
adults will think is funny in there too, because they know they're all watching it with their kids. It's not. And when you watch Toy Story when you're 3 years old, like I watched it on a loop when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Like I have to watch them all now. I mean, it's too big of a part of my life.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched 4 yet. So
4's good. 4's way better than 3. I hated 3. Was not a fan of 3.
Why? It's epic. Sad.
I didn't like it.
Gosh,
4, I think 4 is much
that one
better.
affected my life. Toy Story 3
I
did.
didn't like that one.
Well, I
very
had to
much.
see what 4 is all about. Is it a tearjerker?
It's sad.
I'm tired of having my tears jerked by Pixar.
No, it's sad. It breaks everything. It breaks it.
Oh no. Scared to watch it. I was scared to watch it after the third one.
Oh,
Life-changing event for me.
yeah. You should check it out because it's big.
I'll watch it.
I don't know if there'll be a Toy Story 5. How
Oh
about that?
no, don't say stuff like that. There'll be a Toy Story 5.
I don't know.
Okay, something I love that you hate. Let's
All right,
move on.
Something I love that you hate.
You want to start or me?
You can start.
Okay, I'm going to give myself 60 seconds. So I'm going to be talking about fishing. Seth, why don't you
I
go
think
ahead?
throw away the 60 seconds. Let's just talk about it until we're done talking about it.
I want to. We can talk about it after I get done with my 60 seconds. But I
can't
want to make
remember what I told you.
I want to make my
I do
60-second argument.
Okay.
See what I can do.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm a big fan of fishing, mainly bass fishing. A few of me and Seth's mutual friends as well. And Seth has never been super into it. So why don't you tell us why you don't like fishing?
It's so expensive. It is an extremely expensive hobby, which you would not think, but it is. And there's days you're going to go out there and you're not going to get a bite. And that's horrible. And you're not going to have fun. I know these guys don't have fun on those days because I've went with them. They don't enjoy that. They don't enjoy even mildly successful days where they get like 2 fish in an hour. That's not good enough. They just want the ripping jaws days, the ripping lips days.
Not necessarily true.
You
live for those
are
days.
too far and few between.
Okay, that's your argument?
Yep.
Okay, 60 seconds, go. Fishing, yes, is expensive, especially if you're going to get into it seriously. You can buy one rod and you can be as cheap with it as you want. You're probably just not going to catch as many fish. Anyway, being out in the world and being in nature is great anytime.
Go hiking.
What?
Go hiking. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. But the coolest thing about it is that you're interacting with a species that is challenging to interact with, and you're not going to see that fish unless you pull it out of the water. Pretty much, you might cruise by and see it, but they try to get away. They're scared of people, so it's not like you can just swim down there and find them. Like you don't necessarily know it's there until you pull it out on the end of your line, and just tricking a species, an animal, into eating a fake thing that thinks because they think it's real food. That is the coolest thing ever. And I'm not going over time, but you could spend a lot of time with your friends, make new friends, just get to be out on the water, just have a good time, and just catching big fish.
Okay.
Is awesome.
Y'all don't even keep them most of the time.
No, we hardly ever keep
I
them.
hate that more
Except
than
for
anything.
unless
Like, what's
it's a
even
survival
the point?
situation.
What's even the point?
A big largemouth bass is
it's going to taste wonderful.
Not that good to eat.
Yes, they are.
Bass aren't that great to eat.
Yes, they are.
But a largemouth bass, if you were to catch one that was like 5 pounds, the age of that fish is unbelievable. And just to kill that fish, just to eat it, it doesn't seem right to me.
Oh,
you can go out there,
here. Come
no,
on.
you can go out and you can catch crappie and walleye and all those fish that are really good to eat, and especially crappie, and then just stuff like bluegill, small fish, panfish, that kind of stuff. You can catch those in mass quantities if you want fish to eat. I think it's the smallmouth bass, which fight harder, more fun to catch, just have a smaller mouth. They, I think, grow like a pound a year, is something like the average pound a year. You catch a 5-6 pound smallmouth, that's an old fish. That's a wise fish. That's a adapted, specialized species. Mm-hmm. Natural selection. Like, that's a smart one.
And it's still bit into your
fake
like,
it's like killing a big white. You tricked that thing. It's like, have you ever turkey hunted?
No, I've never went turkey hunting.
Getting a turkey, I don't even care if I shoot the turkey. I just went last week and called one in, didn't get a good shot at it, but got him to like 35 yards. In the animal kingdom, especially with birds, the females go to the males. So when you call a male turkey into you, you are completely going against nature.
I think I would enjoy turkey hunting.
Well, it's kind of. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. You got to figure out what those fish want. It's not just I'm just going to throw any old lure out there. You got to figure it out. It's a puzzle you got to put together.
See, every time I go with you guys, you cast out twice, and then you're cutting your reel and you're putting on something else, and like it takes friggin' forever. I'm just the guy. Like, give me one thing, and I'm just going to go with it.
Well, go out with live bait then. We're trying to.
And here's
them.
the thing: like you're saying, like if you want to go cheap and you won't catch a good fish. I didn't go cheap. I went expensive.
Not super expensive. You bought
I think I spent $200 on that.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, huh? Because I was going to go with you guys.
It was a combo reel.
No,
it
was an ugly stick separate, and then a what is the horrible kind of
bait caster?
Bait caster. Yeah, the bait caster.
I didn't know it racked up that high for you.
Because
the first one I bought was like $70. It was a combo.
Oh my god, it was horrible. And
you got to learn to cast
Hans took me once, and then we all went camping once, and Hans and me went camping once. So I used the thing 3 times. Because I was like, I'll buy this if y'all promise y'all will go fishing with me. I'm like, take me fishing. You never took me fishing. Malachi never took me fishing.
I wasn't even there when you bought that. That was one night that I did not go.
Well, I should have known better. Because
it's so fun.
It was no.
Well, you can get back
the first
into
time me and Hans went,
back into it.
Me and Hans went at that pond. I think the one you were saying that you were fishing at when you was hearing the hog guy. Pretty sure. Maybe not.
The hog guy.
On the motorcycle.
Oh, did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Well, in the group. Yeah. That's where I was.
I think it was the same one.
You went over there?
We caught quite a few fish there.
Yeah, you caught some?
Yeah.
Was that not exhilarating?
I mean, I've went fishing all my life. We used to have a pond that was stocked with smallmouth and perch, and so I caught fish as a small child all the time.
Yeah.
And then my grandpa has a catfish pond that I could go catch catfish at right now. Well, big catfish.
Go catch them.
Why?
You just don't get that much thrill out of it?
I would rather go hiking. I really would. You get to see things out in nature.
Well, you can go hike while you're fishing, or you can come with us to go fishing and just hike around.
Y'all never invite me anywhere.
Well, we haven't.
Oh my God!
We haven't been fishing very much.
Come on, let's go back to Mama.
All right, something you love that I hate.
Books.
Any book.
Any book.
What are you? Are you
fantasy books?
Okay, so give me a
Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia.
Okay.
The Stormlight Archive, the Wheel of Time, the Gentleman Bastard series. There's just so many that I'm getting into.
Okay.
Like, this is a whole new world that I'm stepping into that I'm finding right now. I've just started following people on BookTube. I didn't press go, so I don't know how long I'm going to talk about this. But I just found people on
Well, you're not arguing
on
yet.
YouTube.
You're just kind of setting the stage.
I was kind of arguing already.
I didn't get to say why I hate books.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. Why do you hate books?
I hate books because I hate reading. That's basically it.
How do you hate reading?
I do not like to read. You can watch a movie so much faster. It feels like a waste of time. While I'm reading, I feel like, man, I could be doing so many more productive things. Not to mention the books that you're naming are so long and so miserable.
No.
I have tried to read Lord of the Rings before. I tried to read The Hobbit. I did not get 50 pages into it. And I said, this is absolutely
I don't know
miserable.
if you can be a nerd and say these things.
I like Lord of the Rings movies. I watch the crap out of them, the extended versions. I'll watch a video about them.
They're not as good.
Just tell me what the book says.
They're
I
not
can't get
as
into
good.
I cannot get into spending hours reading something that takes 2.5, 3 hours.
Your
to
mind
watch.
is always going to be a better movie than the movie is. Like, your imagination is going to be better.
Yeah, but I could just watch what somebody else is portraying.
But people leave out stuff, important stuff. You're not even getting to hear all the hobbits sing all the songs if you're not reading the book. That's kind of a joke.
Oh.
There's a bunch of songs in the Lord of the Rings books.
You have to read songs.
Yeah. Not the best part. I'm not going to say that's part of my argument. All right, you want to put a timer on me?
Yeah, I'll time you.
Okay.
Just absolutely, just
You
the biggest waste of
frustrating.
time.
No, it's not. Ready?
It's atrocious. The Harry Potter books, I think I might have read one of them, but then again, the movies.
Okay, are you ready to tell me?
Go.
Okay, freaking Harry Potter for one. There is like so many characters that are left completely out of the movies. The movies are nothing compared to the books. Like, you cannot say you're a Harry Potter fan if you've not read the books, because the books are so much better. But as far as just reading, it's making your mind better. It makes you think about a lot of things. It opens your mind, opens your whole mind to different worlds and different possibilities, and just like getting into the different magic systems that people write and they just think of. It just makes you more intelligent. Especially if you're a Dungeons and Dragons player, I think you should read, because you're going to find interesting little tidbits that you're going to want to put into your games and stuff. Reading is good for you. Reading makes you think more. Reading makes you smarter. Reading is a great pastime. Instead of all this garbage that we find on television and stuff, you can find books that just have a better message, a better story, and it's better written. And that's a little under a minute. But
Yeah, wow, that was really good for under
books
a minute.
are awesome.
You almost made me want to read a book.
You should read a book. And like, I'm just getting like, I used to read a lot in high school and stuff, and I've kind of gotten too busy. I listen to books more than I read, and I love listening to books.
That's
If you
why
don't
I
have time to
listen to
read,
podcasts.
take a week or so and give up your podcast and listen to a book. Like, I will give you my Audible information, and you can listen to some of the books I have. I have a bunch of fantastic books. I listened to the first book in the Wheel of Time called The Eye of the World. This is a 15-book series. The first book was 29 hours listening to it on Audible. And it was amazing. My dad's listening to it. He's loving it. This is an old series from the 90s, wrote by Robert Jordan. He died before he was able to write like the last 3. And he had to have Brandon Sanderson. They asked Brandon Sanderson to finish the book series. He was kind of an up-and-comer then. Now he's probably the greatest writer alive in America right now.
Brandon Sanderson.
He's writing the Stormlight Archive, which will be the Lord of the Rings of our generation.
Stormlight Archive.
Yes.
None of those are out yet?
Yeah, they're out. The first book is Words of Radiance or The Way of the King. Way of Kings. Those are the first 2, and then the third one is Oathbringer. And this November 20th, I think I've got the book pre-ordered. How
long are these books?
These are super long.
I don't know, man. I was gonna say, give me a good train to hop on, and I'll go read a book. But
okay,
my mind wanders while I read. I'm super anxious while I read.
You should listen then. Just take
I
a
fall
week from
asleep
your podcast.
reading books.
Okay.
15 minutes, I'll fall asleep reading a book.
The Words of Radiance is 1,087 pages. That's
large print.
I don't know. I've not got the books. I listen to these, but they're just such good. They're so good. Like, it starts off with this guy named Kaladin. And he's a slave, and you find out, like, he was a soldier, and somehow he became a slave, and you don't know why. This book switches perspectives a few times. It has Kaladin, it has Shallan, it has Dalinar.
These are all D&D characters that you've used.
Yeah. Yep.
Who was
I don't think I ever
Dalinar?
did Kaladin.
No.
Dalinar has not been mentioned in this campaign yet, but it's about to be.
He's a character in this How did I know that?
Kyle, you don't know Kyle yet. The listeners don't know Kyle, but Kyle brought back a note from Dalinar.
He brought a note from Dalinar. Episode 6, that happens, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
That's enough of that.
So yeah, these are just like tiny nods. Most of my characters, most of my NPCs have names from different books and stuff that I've read, because I just like them and I enjoy them. They're not gonna be the same character. I just enjoy the name, and it's easy for me to remember, and I can associate it pretty well.
You could ask like my mom, who taught me to read, had me reading at a young age. That might be why I hate it. I don't know, but she would always say that when I would look at like a long page, it would freak me out. Like I couldn't do it. I would get all distracted. So she would put like a
A
piece of paper or a bookmark under the line I was reading, and I would read it like that, and I would get to the bottom of the page before I even realized it. And I think that's the same thing. Like I'm always looking ahead at when's the chapter end, so maybe I can stop and feel good about it. You know, that kind of thing. I just hate.
That's sad to me. Like it is.
I
so
don't
sad.
know. It's my personality. I could be working on something. I could be doing something productive.
Yeah.
And I'm reading a book. Like you can be doing
like
something
I said,
productive.
I am totally on board with listening to books. I love listening to books.
Yeah, I could try that.
You should.
But then I'm not going to catch up on Critical Role and listen to all my other podcasts.
I mean, just take 1 week off from your podcast. It's not going to hurt you that bad in the long run.
Man, it is. The Brilliantly Dumb Show posts 2 every week.
Who?
Brilliantly Dumb Show. You should listen to that.
Okay.
You think it was hilarious.
Okay.
Shout out Robbie Berger.
I mean, I love listening to books. I just listened to SEAL Team 6. I said that earlier. It was a 9-hour book. Listened to it in about 3 days. Easy. Just working around, putting my AirPods in, just working while I work. I don't have to think about it hard.
Are the people reading the book annoying? So I can't
sometimes they're bad. Like
do they do voices or like what?
Some of them do, and I like that.
Yeah, because you can keep track of people. But
yeah, like the Stormlight Archive is read by 2 people. It's Michael Kramer and Kate Redding, and she does a fantastic job for the female parts. That she reads the Shalon chapters, and then he reads the male chapters.
How brutal would that be to have to be recording that? To be in a studio for hours reading that book out
I think it'd
loud.
be pretty fun. One of the people I follow on YouTube, shout out to Murphy Napier. I've just started following her. She's a booktuber, and she just talks about what books she reads. And she actually just has a studio at her home. I think she's kind of getting into where she's doing. She reads for books now on Audible. Maybe not Audible, but she's doing voiceover acting for books.
Get into that, and I'll.
I do not have a good enough voice.
You got a pretty good voice.
No one wants to listen to me. Michael Kramer is silky smooth, but also like husky and he has an amazing voice. I'm listening to The Fisherman right now because my forever DM Rudy, he and I have been listening to a different book every month. Like the first month, I think he chose a book called The Goblin Emperor or something. That was never heard of it. Never would have found it without him. The second month I chose Moby Dick. We listened to a classic Moby Dick. That was fun. Very interesting book. It's a classic for a reason. It's really good. And then we just went back and forth. We just finished the first Dexter book, was what I wanted to read this past month. It was horrible. The show is so much better. This is one of the rare times that the book is not as good as the movie or the television show.
I wonder about Sherlock Holmes. I wonder if the books are as good as the movie.
See, I want to eventually read the Sherlock Holmes. They have Stephen Fry. They have on Audible. They have Stephen Fry reading them, and you probably don't know who Stephen Fry is.
No.
In the Sherlock Holmes movies, he is Sherlock's brother.
I don't remember Sherlock's brother.
I think it was in the second movie that he had.
Are there 3 of those, or just
What?
2? 2 movies.
Movies? Yeah, there's only 2.
Just 2. Yeah. I've only seen the second one time.
But I want to watch. I want to eventually read. I've just got onto Goodreads. It's a way that you can review books that you've read and stuff, and also find books that you want to read. And I have 21 books that I want to read right now. 52 books that I've just put on there that I've read.
It'll just take you 6 or 7 years. I mean,
no, I'll go both through those 21 books.
On Audible, can you read them too, or can you only?
No, you can only listen to them. But if you have a copy, you can go to a library and get a free copy and read along. Some people do that.
I was just thinking because back in school you had to read books. I mean, that was just what happened. And I was thinking some books I really like. The Spiderwick Chronicles. Did you ever read those?
I did not like the Spiderwick Chronicles.
They were the ones with the crackly edges on the pages, right?
I think so.
Man, I got into those. I like those a lot. But I mean, I think the library quit getting them at the school, and I just
really.
Kind of
maybe the writer hadn't wrote them.
The series of unfortunate events.
I love the series of.
Oh my gosh! What did they just make one of those movies, or did they make a couple? They should have finished them because those were so good.
There's a Netflix series of unfortunate events.
Well, now I have a reason to log into your Netflix.
It's pretty good. It's really good, and they might be going to finish it. They might actually finish the series. There were 13 books of that, and that was really good.
So good, and the movie was so good. Didn't have Jim Carrey. Was that one bad guy?
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey in the movie. In the television show, it's the guy who plays Barney Stinson on How I Met Your Mother. Neil Patrick Harris. Fantastic actor. He's so funny. It's so good.
Those books were just super dark.
Yeah, and for kids,
good. Yeah,
you wouldn't think they were so dark now. Like as you would.
Really?
Yeah, they're not. It's for kids. Like,
the movies seem pretty dark. Weren't people dying and?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like foster kids, and they don't even know who their parents are, and they're getting carted around to these evil people.
They were orphans.
They were just orphans.
Yeah, their parents died they died in the fire.
Oh yeah, the mysterious fire.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't mysterious.
No.
I never got to that.
Olaf definitely set their house on fire.
Did
I think you found that out in the first book.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are great books.
Yeah,
I'd read those. You know what? I will read or listen to a book by the time we do this next.
Okay. You need to log on to my Audible and I'll find a book that you'd like. Like I have the first Harry Potter book on there.
Right. No, I don't want to do that. I've not read all the. No, I haven't read anywhere close to all the books. Like I remember me and my sister, I think, read The Sorcerer's Stone. Like she read it to me when I was old enough to be reading, but she was just reading it. And read it to me. For some reason, kids are coming up a lot between me and Cynthia. We're talking about kids all the time lately. Because you're about to have one, probably.
Bro, I hope not. No, I don't want a kid. 0 stars. It's not true. I would love to be a dad. I don't know if I'm ready right now, but eventually,
soon enough.
But like I've told you, I think I'm like supposed to be getting a bookshelf for a late
I
wedding
thought we were
present.
going to have it already.
Yeah, well, Corona. It was coming the weekend that the Corona really hit and everyone shut down. My cousin decided not to come visit with my grandma, or I would have it.
Yeah.
And and like they have the illustrated Harry Potter books, and I'm buying one every year, and I'm going to read those to my kids, and it has pictures of the pages, and I can't wait to read with my kids. Like they're going to grow up listening to these books. I want to get the whole Wheel of Time because I'm loving that. I'm going to keep listening to that. I want to eventually get those books. The Stormlight Archive, I want to get all those. Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn series, his Elantris series, his Warbreaker. Like he has so many books that
Too many books. I read, you know what I did read? You remember Stormbreaker? What were those?
Alex Rider.
Alex Rider. I read all those, I believe.
Those were sweet.
All the way through Eagle Strike. I don't think I read what came after that.
I think that
those
I
were
got too
long.
old. Yeah, those were cool. Those were awesome.
I used to be really into like spy, espionage, Black Ops kind of stuff, and those were awesome.
You would probably like SEAL Team 6. It was very interesting, and it's just the memoirs of a guy who was a Navy SEAL.
What's a book? Give me a fantasy book. I'll do this legit, and I'll listen to a fantasy book.
Okay, let me just read the list that I've got here.
Something that you've read already.
Okay, I just finished The Eye of the World. That's the first book of the Wheel of Time series. That one has 15. Station 11. I just finished that a little while ago.
What's that about?
This is the one that made me want to play a zombie game so bad. It's about the whole point, and it's really crazy how they tie all these characters in. It jumps back and forth after an apocalyptic flu comes. It just wipes out the world, and all these people are sick, and a lot of them die, and just the country shuts down. Power doesn't work anymore. It pretty much apocalyptic. Yeah, and it starts before. Right as the outbreak happens, and you meet this actor, and then every other character that it jumps to 15 or so years into the apocalypse, and you're following characters that were somehow connected to this actor, and they're all they all care about this actor or have been influenced by this actor and stuff, and none of them really know it, and it's super interesting. That's pretty cool.
I don't think I'm into that one.
Okay. I have one that I've not listened to yet. It's Off to Be a Wizard. I'm pretty excited about that one. I have It by Stephen King.
No.
Okay.
Seen the movie.
I've got the song of Fire and Ice, or Ice and Fire. The Game of Thrones books.
No.
They're fantastic.
I'm not doing Game of
Thrones. Fantastic. Oh.
I'm not doing. I don't want something that was a TV show.
Once again, the books are better. Okay.
No, well, I didn't even watch Game of Thrones. I just don't want. I don't know. I just don't want that. Did it start with books? Game of Thrones. It was books to begin with.
Books.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started in
Find
92.
something D&D-ish.
Okay, Words of Radiance.
Lord of the Rings.
I don't know if you'd. I don't know. You're so not Words of Radiance. Way of Kings is the first one, actually.
Are those too long? Can I finish one by next week?
No. The Way of Kings is 45 hours.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
2 days
huge.
straight.
This is Audible.
I don't know if I can do it, man. I don't know about it. I don't,
Okay, if you want a short one, NPCs. The thing that I kind of said
okay.
was it's almost 8 hours
I
long.
don't know if I can keep up with that one.
Why?
Because didn't you say it's like in and out of reality all the time?
No,
and stuff?
no, it's very easy to follow.
Okay,
I'd say it's probably an
NPCs,
adult
flag it
ish.
or something, and I'll log on there. How much is Audible a month? Why can't I just get my own account?
Well, if you don't like it, then you're.
Well, how much is it though?
I don't know. I can't remember. I've just had it so long that it's just part of my monthly payment.
Not sponsored by Audible.
Should be.
Anyway, okay, I'll log into it.
I have another book here that I want to read. We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Don't know anything about it. I have The Hobbit. 12 hours. No.
Only 12
11 hours, 5 minutes.
The Hobbit is only 11 hours, 5
The
minutes.
Hobbit's pretty short.
Why don't I just listen to The Hobbit?
The Fellowship of the Ring. Hold on. How long is it? Oh, it's not.
I've
downloaded
seen the
on my phone.
movies.
There. Do you know who Tom Bombadil is?
No.
Okay, then you don't know anything about the Lord of the Rings.
I haven't even seen the Hobbit movies.
Oh, goodness.
What do you think I should read?
The Hobbit would be probably pretty good. NPCs would be good. If you really wanted the best book out of here that I have, I would have to tell you to listen to start the Stormlight Archive. 45 hours. I would like.
And you say that's going to be the Lord of the Rings of our generation.
Yes, absolutely.
The Stormlight Archives.
Yes.
45 hours.
Yep.
That's like 12 episodes of Critical Role. That's going to take me probably 2-3 months to listen to.
Well, it's worth it.
I'll probably give up.
If you were to try it, like it took me a little bit. The first chapter is about.
Could you read it faster than you're listening to it? I'm sure.
Oh
you
yeah, because they put like they pause and stuff.
could. Yeah.
Yeah, but he sounds so good, but also like I would have to sit down and read. Whereas I told you I listen to these books while I'm working,
Right,
Like,
that's
as
the
I'm
good
just
thing
going,
about
like
it.
there's times that I'm on a tractor for 8 hours a day, so that's 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect. Perfect for that.
Really great. So I mean, I have a good job for it, so I
Yeah.
can enjoy.
That's what
listening
I'm
to
hoping
books.
for. I'm hoping the next job I get is something where I can just listen to podcasts all day. Just cruising down the road.
I have a Game of Thrones. You should like that one's really good. It's much shorter.
I'll do the Stormlight.
Another one that I think it would be easy for you to get into, and this is very Dungeons and Dragonsy, is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss.
How long is that one?
It's also long, but it feels like the guy opened the player's handbook, went back and started creating a character. He wanted to play a bard who whose background was urchin. Like
a street busker.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he lived at a point he becomes homeless and lives on a street, and it talks about for a few awesome chapters how he is just living, trying to he's stealing stuff, he's begging.
Is it present day or is it?
No, it's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
You think I should read that one then? How long is that one?
Let me look at the details here. This one's 27 hours.
Well, that's half of the other.
Half of.
But if I'm going to get into the Stormlight Archives, I might as well start.
Wow. This one is easier to read, I think. Okay. Patrick Rothfuss has kind of made a lot of people mad because he wrote he's writing a trilogy. The Name of the Wind, it's out. A Wise Man Fears, it's out. The third one, people have been waiting for 10 years for this book. And he still hasn't released it. It's supposed to release this year. It's Amazon and another bookstore has on their website that you can buy this book and it'll be out in August or something. So people are pretty excited, but people don't know how he's going to finish it. I love these two books. They're wonderful to read. It's very interesting. I hate his love interest. In these books. She's horrible. One of the worst characters I've ever read. Horrible. Hate her. The guy who showed me this book agrees. I've never seen anyone who said a good thing about the love interest of this book. But
Maybe that's the point.
maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it follows a man named Kavoth, and in the first book he learns that he has magical abilities. He learns about a college that he can go to and learn to get more. And it just
The
follows.
College of Winterhold?
Similar. Very similar. Very similar.
The Mages Guild?
Yeah. If you liked The Name of the Wind, I would listen to that one first because it's easier to listen to. Brandon Sanderson's is a little bit more of that.
Brutal, drag on details.
No, I would say, of the two writers, I would actually say Patrick Rothfuss is more flowery of a writer. He likes to go into detail a little bit more, explaining the things. But Brandon's he has created a whole world. Like, all of his creatures are interesting in the fact that they all are like crab-like. The chickens have like a carapace on them.
They're all crab-like.
Every creature is somehow crab-like.
That just turned me off of the book.
See, that took a little bit. I didn't know that going in. So like when they were describing creatures, I just like, what in the world? Didn't understand it. But yeah, all of his creatures are crab-like. And it's just part of.
Which one was that? That's the
Stormlight Archive.
Pick a book. Pick a book.
I want you to listen. I think it'd be easier for you to get into The Name of the Wind.
Name of the Wind.
The Name of the Wind.
I'll listen to it.
Okay.
I'll try my best.
All right. Awesome. Is there anything else we want to discuss today?
No, that'll close it
Okay.
out.
Anyone who's listening, if y'all have some great fantasy books that y'all have not heard me mention, I'm looking to get into it. I do want to finish the 15 series books The Wheel of Time, but I'm looking for more books to add to my bookshelf when I get one.
Yeah, even though you're listening to all of them.
I read too, but
you're gonna get the books that you've already listened to and read them.
Yeah, probably.
No, you won't.
I will. I like reading.
Be reading them till you're 80 years old.
I have this wedding gift that for my sister. The first Harry Potter book, it's the 20th anniversary. She considers herself a Ravenclaw. So this is it's a hard book cover that has the Ravenclaw colors and stuff, and it's freaking awesome. And I've told my wife I better get a Gryffindor one soon. It's going to go on my shelf. Oh yeah, I'm a Gryffindor.
I think I am too, but I don't
We need
really
to take
know.
the quiz sometime on Pottermore.
I think I did it before.
Yeah. I almost had a party, like a huge Harry Potter party, and I was going to everyone that I was bringing, I had take the test, and I found out what house they were in, and I did not tell any of them. And I was going to sort them when they got there, and it was going to be the start of the party. I think it'd be fun.
We can do that.
I was going to make butterbeer, and I was going to make all the kind of cakes and pasties and stuff that they had, and maybe watch some of the Harry Potter movies.
You still need to get that together, as long as I'm invited.
Okay, well, sounds good to me.
When Corona's over.
Yeah, I'm so ready for it to be over. I'm so ready to get back together and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I know, me too. That's the only thing I'm really missing out on right now.
It's killing me.
Gosh. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by and doing another podcast with me, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. We hope you guys are enjoying it. Leave us some comments. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know of some segments y'all want us to add. Let us know if we want to talk about something more, we want to talk about something less. We'll listen.
That's right.
See y'all next time.
See you next time on Say It in Common.
Say It in Common.